पहले तो शायरी होगी ना। मैं मजहर हूँ, मेरे अपने सितारे हैं, कमर भी है। दिस इज माय सोलर सिस्टम। मैं मजहर हूँ, मेरे अपने सितारे हैं, कमर भी है, और हमारा नाम मुश्तरक है, लेकिन सोलर सिस्टम अलग अलग है। मगर ये भी तो देखो ना कि दिल भी है, नजर भी है। मेरा अपना मावर है, तुम्हारा है मदार अपना, गर्दश पे मुकद्दर की नहीं है इख्तियार अपना। न तुमने हौसला बख्शा, न मैंने ही जसारत की, न कुछ बोले कनायों में, न नजरों से शरारत की। दैट्स एनफ। फिर बाद में आते हैं दोबारा। तो डेफिनेशन तो डॉक्टर आमिर ने बहुत अच्छी कर दी थी। जहाँ पे कैप्सूल नहीं होगा, वी विल कंसीडर these scleral fixation and haptic externalization techniques. And why we are going into these difficult techniques? Because over the years, in spite of many studies and trials, anterior chamber IOL has not proved its worth yet, because it is not cornea friendly. And what I feel and believe, though many colleagues are doing phakic IOLs and other things in the anterior chamber, after all these years, I have come to the conclusion that anterior chamber is not meant for any implantation. Anterior chamber की इतनी बड़ी मेहरबानी है, अगर वो हमारे ग्लाकोमा वैल्व की ट्यूब को हंसी खुशी बर्दाश्त कर ले तो we are obliged. क्योंकि it is such a delicate structure there in anterior chamber. So that's why Dr. Amir and other colleagues and myself, we are accepting this challenge of fixing these lenses or externalization of the haptics. So these are the graphics. This was the standard technique before haptic externalization. We used to perform a little conjunctival peritomy and then partial thickness scleral flaps and about plus minus 3 millimeter incision for the IOL implantation. And we assume here that anterior vitrectomy has already been performed or you have done it thoroughly. And then straight Prolene needle going 1 millimeter behind the limbus directed to the center of the vitreous cavity from one side, and 27 gauge needle or this visco cannula is coming from the wound, and this straight needle is threaded into the visco cannula and is externalized to the main IOL incision, which we have already created, and then we divide it, and this suture is ready now to be tied to the IOL haptic. Similar procedure is repeated on the opposite fixation site, and the IOL haptics are tied about 1 millimeter away from the haptic end at the point of the maximum convexity of the IOL, and then we apply the intertraction on the sutures, and IOL is inserted into the eye. That is suture fixation of the intraocular lens 1 millimeter behind the iris, and we have already raised the scleral flaps. We close them. धड़कन में तलातुम था, नजर में थरथराहट सी, कहीं पोशीदा खुद सरसराती कोई चाहत सी. So this is an old video of mine, but it reviews all these techniques very thoroughly.
Dear audience, in this video I am going to explain to you 4 different variations of technique of scleral fixation of posterior chamber IOLs, which I have used over last 15 years in my experience. The author carries no financial interest in this video. Scleral fixation of IOL is a surgical procedure performed in cases which lack enough posterior capsular support for routine PC IOL implantation. It can be double haptic fixation where there is no PC, or a single haptic fixation. First I am going to discuss single haptic fixation of foldable PC IOL. The injection xylocaine is infiltrated at the fixation site. Injectable peritomy is performed. Hemostasis is achieved with the help of a bipolar cautery, and then we proceed to formation of partial thickness scleral tunnel, which is my preference in this case, and it is a self-sealing tunnel and needs no sutures generally. I use a crescent hockey knife to bisect about 1/3 of the sclera to bury the fixation suture knot, and then the routine preparation of the IOL in CN. And now we move to the scleral suture pass. 10-0 Prolene straight needle is passed 1 millimeter behind the limbus, goes into the eye, and then is redirected interiorly and comes out from the opposite limbus. And then the suture carrying end of the needle is retrieved with the help of a McPherson's forceps from the IOL wound. And then the IOL comes into picture, is being tied. Secure knot is applied on the point of maximum convexity of the IOL haptic. The suture is trimmed short, the IOL is folded, and here the point to note is that the tied haptic of the IOL is the leading haptic. Once IOL goes in and unfolds itself, gentle traction is applied on the suture, and the other IOL haptic is dialed in position with the help of a dialer on the remnants of the PC shelf. We did not have the curved needle available, so we recurved this straight needle for easy passage beneath the partial thickness scleral flap, and the suture is tied to itself. Gentle, secure 3-2-1-1 knot is applied. Suture is trimmed short, and the cut ends are buried inside the tunnel. Conjunctiva is approximated. Wound is hydrated, and this is how it looked finally. And in the next video clip, I am going to explain transscleral suture pass, in which cut end of 10-0 Prolene suture is threaded into 27 to 30 gauge needle, which is bent and passed 1 millimeter behind the limbus into the eye, and a Coughlin's hook is used to retrieve the suture from 12 o'clock position. Similar procedure is repeated at the other fixation site. 27 gauge needle is bent, again passed inside the eye, and this time McPherson forceps goes from the IOL in CN to take it out, and the rest of the procedure remains.
So this was the two things in this video. It was an old video. Recently we are not fixating the square edge single haptic designs because it has a sharp edge and it can give rise to long-standing uveitis because of iris chafing. So recommended lens in my practice these days is Actis of multi-piece, which is available. And if you don't have and you want to save money, you can go for the hard lens with 613 dimensions at least. So that's why I was recommended. And the suture externalization here, I went to the opposite limbus and then retrieved the suture back. You can use a simple visco cannula as I showed you in the graphics to retrieve the needle through the NCM. So I'm skipping that rest of the video because the technique is same. And here is the needle assisted haptic externalization. This is again a single haptic, and I'm using a toric marker to mark the exact axis. And an IOL in CN is prepared. The anterior chamber is formed with the viscoelastic. The IOL is injected into the anterior chamber, and I have marked where I am going to fixate. The first needle goes tangentially into the partial thickness scleral depth, and then is redirected to the center of the vitreous cavity and is retrieved with the visco cannula at the INCN site. The IOL haptic is threaded into the needle, and then with gentle rotation, the haptic is externalized through the fixation site. And then the squint hook comes into picture, which is heated, and you turn the IOL end into a bulb. Cautery can be used, but not that effective. It's better to have squint hook or that thermal kind of cautery, if available, is more ideal. So once you have turned the IOL end into a bulb, you dial the other haptic and then you tuck the IOL haptic into the sclera. This is just transconjunctival approach, no more handling. This was one eye of that 14 years old child in which we did single haptic fixation. In his other eye, there was no capsule. So we performed double haptic externalization and tucking. And again, toric marker is being used for the tucking site marking. And exactly, you again use a caliper for 1 millimeter posterior to the limbus, 3.2 millimeters in CN for IOL implantation. And this is what I do. I inject the IOL or implant the IOL in the anterior chamber, and then I have prepared another incision 180 degrees away, and both the IOL haptics are lying outside now. And the concept is to put less stress on IOL while externalizing, and I just keep, while preparing these incisions, I keep in mind the direction in which the haptic needs to be externalized and tucked. And similarly, 27 gauge needle first goes tangentially into the sclera and then is redirected to the center of the vitreous cavity, and that needle is externalized through the respective phaco incision site, and a straight suture tire is helpful here, or a McPherson forceps to thread the IOL haptic. And as General Saab very well said, that the first IOL haptic is very easy. The real challenge will come, the chances of breakage are there with second IOL haptic, because now you are tied up. If you manipulate too much, the first IOL haptic is ready to go back where it came from. So that's why this location of the incision is very important, so that it gives you a little margin. And again, the viscocannula is used to externalize the 30 gauge or 27 gauge needle, but again that same precaution. Be careful and check it beforehand that your IOL haptic, it can receive it or not, because the bore of the needle may be different even if the gauge is the same. And the point here is that just use the haptic end, and as much of the rest of the IOL haptic is in the anterior chamber, as much your life will be easy and as little will be the chance of the breakage to thread the second IOL haptic. But still it is tricky. Once you have done it and both the haptics are externalized, then you are quite safe, because it is an auto balance situation. It doesn't generally go back. You make it into a bulb and then tuck it into the sclera. वो इश्क़े ममनूआ जारी है, वही अहवाल की पुरसिश, वही अलकाब रस्मी से, वही रस्मी तकल्लुम सा, वही आदाब रस्मी से। दिल ने बात की दिल से, ना आंखों ही ने आंखों से, न कुछ समझा न समझाया, ना निकली बात बातों से। So these were the two videos. और न होता शजरे ममनुआ जो जन्नत में तो अच्छा था, न होता सामना तेरा मोहब्बत में तो अच्छा था। Thank you very much.